What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you guys are having a good Saturday today and a good weekend lined up. In this video, I'm going to be pulling my sacred shards for this summon rush event for the Mad Hatter Titan event. So the main reason why I'm participating in this summon rush is because I'm planning to go for the 5-star soul for the Mad Hatter. So keep in mind that the Mad Hatter soul costs 1,500 points, and in total, this entire Titan event will give you 1,750 points, which means you can only skip 250 points. So for myself, I've already skipped 50 Titan points from the Dungeon Diver. So I could fully actually skip this Summon Rush event. However, based on my own account's resources, I have a better, basically efficient use of my own resources to complete these 200 points with, 7 Sacred Shards. Or I'll probably end up going for these epic regal masks, so I pull 1 extra sacred shard, so I'll pull 8. So 8 sacred shards to complete these 200 points is much more efficient than, for example, trying to get those 200 points in other shard events, like Champion Chase, for example. The main reason why I'm going to pass on the upcoming week's Champion Chase is mainly because I don't have too many shards that I really want to spend. I don't really have ancient shards that I really want to spend. I want to build these back up. Void shards, I'm not close to Mercy, so I really don't want to spend these 95. I could definitely participate with just mystery shards, but also I don't have too many, I have some. I don't have too many fragments that I really want to pull just for a champion chase. So for me, I got 39 sacred shards. It's going to be an easy 8 for me to pull here just to complete this event, get it out of the way nice and early so I don't have to worry about it. On my alt account, I have even more sacred shards, but I actually am not going for the 5-star Hatter soul because I missed the Mad Hatter, so it's not really that big of a deal for me. And then skipping 750 points gives me a lot of flexibility on what I want to do. So without further ado, let's do some pulling on the main account here. So for the sacred shards, we got pretty decent lineup of 15x champions. Keep in mind that non-void legendaries, if you manage to pull them, it's only about 7 or 7.5% chance of pulling them. Keep in mind there is no boosted rate going on right now, so the odds of getting a legendary are extremely small. There is a boosted rate on primals right now, which is a total scam because they're not boosting mythical champions rates on the primals. They're only boosting the legendary and the epics. It doesn't make any sense why they would do this other than to catch people off guard from not reading the fine print. So definitely pay attention there. Don't commit any more of your primal shards. To that, the best shard efficiency for points is going to be the sacred shard for these summon rush events. They get 500 points. They low roll all the time, so you don't need to get lucky on them. You always guarantee yourself the 500 points. So this is what you want. So in this case, I'm going to go for the Rotos because if I pull a Rotos, it's going to be +2 for my Rotos, which is actually pretty insane. So yeah, we're going to go for Rotos and Geomancer. We can do +4 Geomancer or whatever. Actually, I do have a +4 Geomancer in this count. Let's go for +4 Allure, I guess. Although Allure is kind of whack. I don't know. I don't really use Allure much anymore. Dark Fae, I don't really use her much anymore. Okay, I guess we can get more Geomancers, I guess. Okay, let's go. Let me just double check Mercy real quick here. Do I have anything in Mercy? 0. So nothing on Mercy. So not expecting much. Let's see what happens. All right, let's see what happens. Only a 6% chance at gold. Let's see what happens. Don't mind some epics for some +4s, I guess. But yeah, we're pulling 8 sacred shards here to get the 100 epic regal mass. I'm not going to go super deep here. Not going to go for the Lego regal mass this time. Just trying to conserve a little bit of shards going into the fusion. Fusion week should be announced sometime next week, most likely near the end of the Titan event. So far, nothing worth talking about. Django Hunter, Speed Aura, let's go. 24% in Arena, let's go. Who's running those Django Hunters in Arena? Let's go. We got Frostbringer. Got what? She's the one with the no ice skills, right? Frostbringer, but she doesn't bring the frost. That's the biggest thing about her, right? Okay, come on. Okay, we're not getting it today. Rearguard Sergeant actually used her like way back in the day. She brings the A1 decreased defense with a decreased attack. Really good for Clan Boss actually because she brings ally protection as well. decrease defense and then decrease attack. Very, very good for clan boss. Definitely somebody that can help you out, get you to the next difficulty, of course. All right, what's going on here? Knight Errant. Oh man, I had to use this guy. I remember in the beginning stages of Faction Wars. This guy is so bad. Doesn't hit hard enough. All single target hits. Meh. So meh. I think this is our last pull here. Bunch of epics today. And yep, 8 Sacred Shards, 8 epics. We got the Flesh Terror tearing off our flesh. No super luck. But honestly, that's kind of what you expect. You're just pulling the shards just to get the mission done or get the event done and then call it a day. So here we're gonna collect all our stuff. The tea party points, and then we're gonna finish it off with 100 mystery shards for the Regal Mask. You know, I should probably pull for this. I should probably actually, I mean, pulling all the way actually even looks enticing to me because of the big rock. I'm just going to be exercising a little bit of restraint and holding back my shards a little bit here. All right, so that puts me at 850 points after doing the summon rush. I am short finishing off the gear enhancement. That's going to give me another 60. That's going to put me at 910. And then finishing off the dungeon diver here will give me another 100, which means I would be at 1010. I've skipped 50. So total points 1060 up until this point, all active events. We don't know a couple events here. But yeah, we're definitely on pace to finish off the 5-star Mad Hatter on this account, so no big deal there. Let's quickly talk about the existing calendar and what we can expect moving forward. So right now we have 1060 allowable points. We don't know what the champion training is. This looks like it's going to be for the 5-star soul. Yes, it is for the 5-star soul. It says perfect soul there. Duh. But yeah, so of the known events, we have 1060 points. Let's check out what we have in the calendar here. All right, so just quickly taking a look at the calendar here, we can see exactly what is happening for the upcoming week, which is really good. It's actually, we're getting it a little bit ahead of schedule, it seems like. But yeah, let's take a quick look at this. So basically we have the, this is the champion training event that's happening for the cat soul. This is going to be bonkers. This is going to be a first place for the cat soul. I think that's going to be wild. Considering that, you know, they kind of dropped the ball on this, right? Considering that only one person won the cat from the champion chase, and then they offer only one person winning the soul for the cat from this training event. They could have really capitalized if they made like a event, like a deck of fate with a guarantee for the cat, and then everybody has the cat. Now everybody's going to go for the champion training. That would kind of make more sense. I don't know. That's how I would have framed it, but there it is. The champion training is there. We also have a Sand Devil turn attack, which seemingly happens every week now, which is pretty insane. We do have a Prism event happening. It's not listed so far, but it is happening. So we can take a look out for that. Currently have the Spider event happening. And then we have a Fire Night. This looks like a regular Fire Night tournament. We know the gear enhancement is happening. The Dungeon Diver is happening. Okay, so on Tuesday, we have another Queen's Fury tournament. We had one last week as well. So we kind of can guesstimate the value of this Queen's Fury tournament. That's not going to be too difficult. We have a dragon with special rules. We don't have the rules listed here. But it's probably going to be faction specific again. Usually they give it, I would say usually they give it to Knight Revenant because they know that, you know, they're usually not too crazy with the requirements. Like they don't make it that difficult. But yeah, for Dragon, I would expect maybe Knight Revenant to be here, but they just did a Knight Revenant Spider. So maybe they'll switch it up for the Dragon tournament. But we know relative values for that one as well. And then we have a big Dungeon Diver here. You know, it's going to be, looks like it's going to span what, from the 4th all the way to the 8th. It could be a 4-day one. It could be a little bit bigger. We do have another gear enhancement event. So only 2 for this Titan event. So a little bit low on the gear enhancing in terms of points. Lastly, we do have this champion chase. So I want to speak about this champion chase briefly here. It should be 2x voids. It could be 2x voids. Recently, the schedule has been kind of, it seems to be more so like in line in terms of what they're rotating through. So it should be 2x voids. 2x voids for champion chase, not too bad. Not too bad, right? It's whether you want to kind of commit your void shards to champion chase. They're not too bad in terms of overall points. What you get from void shards. So not too bad to spend them here. Personally, I think if it's going to be void shards, based on the amount of void shards I have personally, I'm probably going to skip this unless there's something else on top that makes this ridiculously juicy. But I don't think I would go out of my way to participate in the champion chase myself. But 2x void is a good event overall. With the chase is good value. And then we have this ice golem tournament. It looks pretty straightforward. It's not going to be special rules or anything like that. Now, there is one thing that is not listed here. So I'm going to do a point breakdown on the upcoming week. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit easier than usual. So currently, this is what we're expecting for the current point total. So currently there's 1060 amount of points. Thank you to my clanmate Arwindal for putting this together. But basically, this is the total amount of points up until the release of this video, what is available, what is known. And then that leaves us with 690 points in the upcoming week. Okay, 690 points in the upcoming week, the calendar that we just went over for the total points remaining. So you guys can kind of break down what exactly you guys need. Like I said, you guys only can skip 250 points if you guys want the Mad Hatter Soul. You guys can skip 750 points if you guys want the Cat's Gaze. Now, I'm going to do a breakdown for next week's totals here. All right, so here it is. I put it right there, right next to the current existing total. So 690 total. We got Fire Knight for 40. It's going to be a normal Fire Knight tournament. You got a special condition Dragon tournament for 60. That's going to be lined up similar as the special condition Spider. So I'm just basing it off that. We do have the Queen's Fury tournament, which I put at 60, which matches the previous Queen's Fury tournament. We have a normal Ice Golem tournament at 40, which matches all the other normal dungeon tournaments. And then we have a champion training for 100. This is the champion training with the Cat's 5-star soul in it. It's just lining up with the Deck of Fate, which had all that training in it. So I'm going to put 100 there. We have a champion chase for 200, again, to line up with the previous Summon Rush events. They have been about 200. They haven't been more than 200, which is interesting. It means that there's more points being allocated to other events, or there's more events being offered up to people for points. We do have another gear enhancement event at 60 points. So you guys may have noticed that the gear enhancement event is actually more expensive now. So they're using the higher thresholds to give you the 60. In past, they have played around a little bit with the gear enhancement event. They kind of, I think at one time they had 100 points allocated to it where they broke it up 30, 70. But this time it's just going to be 60 at a very high threshold. So it's a bit of a pain, but there's only 2 artifact enhancement events for this Titan event, as opposed to like 3 for a regular fusion. So maybe you can take it for what it was, take it for what you will, right? It might be a small discount relative to fusions. Lastly, there is 30 points that is unaccounted for based on the events that are listed in the calendar. And that's going to be my guess. It's going to be the warm-up event for 30 Titan points. So keep that in mind. Fusion warm-up event likely going to happen near the end of the Titan event for possibly 30 points. And that's where I'm going to put it. I think it makes sense to me. There's usually always a Fusion warm-up event for a little bit of Titan points at the end. But yeah, so make sure you guys plan out your weeks accordingly. Keep in mind that if you have like an increment of 50, if you look at the totals of these events, 60, 40, 60, 40, there's no 50 in there, right? It's really like tricky the way they did it. And, you know, we could see people failing by 10 points. Like, let's say you need 50 points, but you can only do like a 40-point event. You're short by 10. You know, that's going to happen to some people, right? And you know, that's one of the main reasons that Plarium structures their events and point structures like this, so that it's going to catch some people off guard when they're not prepared. But this is probably my best guess in terms of the point allocation for the upcoming week. I would say it's pretty accurate. It makes a lot of sense to me. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think, what you guys have set up for the next week. Like I said, for myself personally, my main account, I've already skipped 50 from the previous Dungeon Diver event. I'm probably going to skip the chase for a full 200 unless something happens or something really is enticing. But I'm just going to commit to completing all the other events instead of the champion chase to preserve some shards. For my alt account, which only needs 1,000 points, you know, I'm just going to do whatever. It's going to be very simple for me to get the rest of the points for the 1000 points, but I'm probably going to skip all the shard events as well, and maybe the long dungeon diver. However, the dungeon diver in this calendar is actually not too bad, considering that the dungeon diver will capture the Queen's Fury and the Dragon Tournament together. So some pretty good, like relatively easy events there to finish off the dungeon divers. Like putting extra energy into the Queen's Fury is not so bad. And then also with the Dragon Tournament with special rules, maybe we can expect another Void Shard, similar to how the Spider with special rules is offering us a Void Shard this time around, which is kind of nice. So, you know, it might be worthwhile to do a little bit extra in the Dragon just to see what the top reward is. And of course, Queen's Fury. We also have a little bit of a overlap with the Ice Golem here, a little peak, and a little bit of an overlap here with the Fire Knight as well. So this Dungeon Diver here might actually be probably okay to complete. Even though in the last Dungeon Diver that just happened, it was very, very expensive to complete it. And that's kind of why I skipped it altogether, or I skipped the last milestone altogether, because it was really expensive to complete. And then with the end of the Titan event, I would imagine that the points would probably end on the Monday, and perhaps we will have the fusion maybe early in the start of the week, because Valentine's Day is on the 14th, right? Keep that in mind. So Valentine's Day is on the 14th on a Friday. It's possible that they put Valentine's Day fusion right here on the 13th. It's possible. But considering that the Titan event ends here on the Monday, I would assume that they probably put the warm-up event somewhere here at the end on the last weekend, finish it off, and then fusion probably drops on the 11th. That would be my guess. Who knows? But expect the Valentine's fusion to pop up on this week, and of course we'll bring you the full coverage as soon as we hear about it and know about it. Anyways, all right guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Hopefully it was informative for you guys. Hopefully you guys had some better luck on your shard pulls, better than me. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Let me know what you guys are planning to do for the upcoming week. Are you guys on track? Are you guys planning to get the Hatter Soul? Are you guys planning to get the Cat's Gaze? Are you guys just sitting on your hands, just chilling out? Yeah, let me know. I know it's kind of a mixed bag for everybody. A lot of people didn't get for the Hatter Fusion. So that means they don't need the soul. Some people don't care about the Cat's Gaze. So I can see it many ways. For me, you know, being an end game account, I have to get whatever I can get usually. One last thing here about the champion chase that's coming up actually for next weekend. Assuming that we do have a Prism event happening for the Sand Devil during this week with the Sand Devil tournament. Of course, there's going to be a Prism event because they're offering Prism Crystals. Keep in mind that you can save the Prism Crystals for the champion chase, or you can buy Prism Crystals and pull during the champion chase. Most likely, just double check the timing of it when the event drops. But keep that in mind, guys. I've been reading a lot of comments where people say that as soon as the Prism event opens, they're just spamming, like wailing out on shards, and then, you know, opening them. Why? Just save those Prism shards for the champion chase that opens, and then double dip into some extra resources for yourself. All right, guys. So just a quick little tip here at the end of the video. But yeah, anyways, guys, let me know what you guys are planning to do. Let me know how your weekend's going and all that. Appreciate your time as always. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.